Welcome to Around the Peninsula. I'm Airman First Class Devin Notstein. Troops stationed in Korea who miss their premier ski resorts from home don't have to sulk in boredom this winter. Senior Airman Adam Harder explains a fun alternative to relieve those winter blues.
Wintertime in Korea doesn't have to be spent trying to keep yourself warm indoors. Instead, you can come out to one of Korea's many world-class ski resorts, such as here at Muju. Located about 3 hours from all of Korea's major cities, Muju Resort is tucked away in Dogyeosan National Park. This massive 7 million square meter resort boasts some of Korea's most beautiful views, while providing skiers and snowboarders with equally enticing runs. One of the resort's most famous runs is the Silk Road, which at 3.8 miles long makes it the longest run in Korea. Muju also features the steepest slopes of any resort in Korea, but there are plenty of runs for beginners as well. A word of advice though, be extra cautious when riding here. Skiing and snowboarding is a relatively new sport in Korea, so there may be more amateur riders here than where you're used to going. But if you get tired of hitting the slopes all day like we did, you can come take a break at Muju's very European-looking village. You'll find German pubs, a multitude of Korean restaurants, and the very scenic Muju Lodge. We enjoyed some Korean pork and rehydrated before getting a few last runs in. Discovering Korea's diverse winter resorts is a great way to get the most out of your winter months here, and many resort trips can be taken through your base's Outdoor Recreation or CAC Tours office. Reporting from Muju Resort, Senior Airman Adam Harder, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
There are 17 ski resorts in South Korea for troops to enjoy. Sexual assault is a major challenge facing our military today. Army Sergeant Jeremy Bennett tells us how Camp Hovey is fighting back.
Face, body, throw.
Meet Staff Sergeant Jason Murphy, the 210th Field Artillery Brigade's lead combatives instructor. Today, class is in session, but this isn't your typical combatives course. This is the Women's Self-Defense class.
Some of my instructors, what they're doing right now is some of them are going over like confrontations, how to react and what your responses should be in case of a confrontation at a bar, or even confrontations as if you're walking down the road and somebody tries to grab you, be able to create distance, create space, and get away from the area.
The Women's Self-Defense class is part of the brigade's effort to prevent sexual assault, an effort that Staff Sergeant Murphy was handpicked to help lead.
He's making a large contribution to us today. Number one, he's volunteering his time. He's been more than wanting and willing to come out and lend a hand to teach the class. Most of all, he's talking about the situational awareness, and he's always hitting home that to them and making sure you're paying attention to your surroundings and what's going on around you.
Don't waste any time thinking Staff Sergeant Murphy just happens to be here. For him, the topic of sexual assault is personal.
It kind of hits home to me. You know, I had a very close family member that was actually sexually assaulted, so being able to be afforded the opportunity to do something like this and help out the fellow soldier and the fellow soldier's spouse, you know, is outstanding for me.
Sergeant Jeremy Bennett, Camp Hovey, Korea.
Service members and their dependents can attend the training sessions with Staff Sergeant Murphy. Students in Seoul American Middle School are tuning up their instruments. Army Sergeant Godot Galgano takes you to the concert.
Students in Seoul American Middle School are holding a concert to show off the hard work they have done throughout 3 months of guitar lessons.
We've been learning how to play guitar, some of us for the very first time. We've also been studying rock and roll history.
Many students have never played guitar before taking Miss Para's class.
All of these students chose this class as an elective. They all wanted to take the class, and they've been very enthusiastic about learning the guitar.
Steven is one of Miss Para's most enthusiastic students in the guitar class.
We've only been playing for 3 months, and we've gotten really far. I myself feel very proud, but I don't think I would have gotten that far without my teacher, Miss Para.
This class has helped Steven find his true passion in music.
I feel like I'm in this world where I can achieve anything. To me, guitar, when I play it, it's like I've unlocked something that I never knew I could do before.
Maybe one day we'll see Steven on stage at a sold-out concert. Army Sergeant Godot Galgano, Yongsan, Korea.
The guitar class started in August and ends in January. This is the first time they are performing. How do you maintain a $25 million facility with 201 rooms and over 55,000 customers a year while being short-staffed? Air Force Staff Sergeant Jael LeBourne has the story.
Some say that good hospitality is making your guests feel like they're at home, even if you wish they were.
Lodging is very important because you get the first impression of the base. When you come somewhere, everybody's always interested in food or where you're gonna lay your head. So those are the two important things. I recently just got married in July, so I have a husband and a stepdaughter. He's actually going to be stationed in Osan come later next month.
With only 2 military members at the facility, communication is key to ensure smooth operation.
We're doing the work with 7 or 8 people. It's only 2 of us right now, but the mission's still being accomplished. She's dependable, reliable. She has great leadership skills. She knows how to manage her time, which is the most important thing in lodging.
I particularly like to check just like I would check at my own house. I don't like to have dust build up. I definitely don't like seeing other people's trash. You know, you don't like seeing hair on the floor and stuff of that nature. It's the same as just with anybody. You know, you want to walk in and feel like it's your area, even if it is just for 24 hours. We are here to accommodate you, to give you the support and anything else you need to be able to do your job day in and day out.
Staff Sergeant Jael Laborn, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
Staff Sergeant Ranson is a member of the Air Force Sergeants Association, the Kunsan 5-6 team, vice president of the Booster Club, and is close to completing her bachelor's degree. Attending a dance class is one way to boost your morale and self-esteem. Specialist Marquita Gibson attends a dance class that provides an outlet for expression and an opportunity to learn something new.
Participating in dance classes allows you to be more active, sociable, and helps you develop creative skills. Instructor Rachel Lorenz shares her passion for swing dancing with her students and teaches them why it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
I started when the big swing craze came back in the late 90s. The Gap commercial made swing dance popular again, and I went to college and they were dancing, and I said, I want to do that. And we came here, and there seemed to be no one in the Camp Carroll area who was swing dancing, so we decided we wanted people to dance with.
In this class, students are taught the fundamentals by working on their rhythm and learning the basic 6 count and underarm turn. They also focus on communication and making connections between partners.
The instructor seemed very, very knowledgeable in her dance steps and dance moves and was able to convey the moves and teach the class very easily.
For Rachel, the most important part about teaching swing dance is helping her students grow and build their confidence on and off the dance floor.
It's not about dancing with your partner. It's not this professional competition or performance thing. It's about making friends. So you change partners every single class, so it's a way to meet new people and make friends.
Specialist Marquita Gibson, Camp Carroll, Korea.
Swing dance lessons will be held at the Camp Carroll Hideaway Club every Wednesday at 7 in the evening. The soldiers of the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade had a very interesting day. Enduring biting cold temps and high altitudes, this brigade learned a valuable lesson. Air Force Staff Sergeant Isaac Garden has more.
With every great sacrifice comes a greater reward. What started out as a ruck march turned into an opportunity to build upon leadership principles and double up on soldier development. The 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade embarked on a journey that took their potential to new heights.
Talent Strike was just a great opportunity to get the senior leadership in the brigade outside the office early morning and go hike up a local mountain. I think it goes along with the 2ID and the 2CAB mission statement, and I think it provides a mentorship while providing a physical aspect as well.
Hey, you know how those Sherpas feel.
Being a junior leader, a junior officer, just surrounded by so many commanders, battalion commanders, brigade commander, it gave me a lot of insight and so much knowledge that they had that I got to learn from the day.
There's a lesson to be learned in every aspect of life, and this one was engraved in history. More than 60 years ago, soldiers and Marines climbed hills and peaks just like these in an effort to fight off the enemy in the early stages of the Korean War.
So my immediate concern was not slipping down the mountainside in the snow, but I was actually thinking about December of 1950, when U.S. soldiers up by the Chosin Reservoir, soldiers and Marines, were attacked by 20,000 Chinese as they entered the Korean War, and on that cold winter, and how the soldiers had to dig into the frozen earth and fight off the enemy. And so there was a real tie back to our heritage here on the Korean Peninsula.
Air Force Staff Sergeant Isaac Garden, Osan Air Base, Korea.
The 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade ruck marched more than 7 miles and up 1,000 plus feet to reach the top of Pinnacle 4. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, January 15th. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.